Hey there, it's Coach Jenn Lee here again with another coaching tip for you. And this one is again for all of my job seeker friends out there. This is part 2 of a 5-part series that I am designed and producing just for those of you who are out there looking for a new job. Whether your company told you it's time to look for a new job, aka got laid off, or if you got a little antsy in your seat and you're realizing, you know what, I'm ready for a change. These tips are designed to give you the tools that you need to get out there and find exactly what you're looking for. So if you missed tip number 1, make sure you go back to the video archives and take a look at job seeker tip number 1, which was really all about limiting beliefs and things you think to be true are just not true. Okay, so tip number 2 is really all about you designing a game plan to get what you want. And believe it or not, you going out there and just telling your friends and your family and blasting your resume all over CareerBuilder and Monster.com and Ladders and Indeed and all that is not necessarily the most effective way for you to get your next job because you're making it kind of too broad. You're kind of just like throwing it out there. I hear people say all the time, I'll take anything. Well, guess what? You're not getting anything because you're not being specific. So here's how you develop a game plan. It's actually a 3-step process, so make sure you write this down. The first step is for you to truly identify and narrow down what it is that you want in your next job. And I want you to get specific. And let's get as specific as you would as if you were going to a restaurant and ordering a meal. You wouldn't go to a restaurant, sit down and tell the waiter, hey, don't bother giving me the menu, I don't care, just bring me whatever you feel like. Would you? Of course not. You go through a process in your head based on what it is that you want to eat that night. I know for me, I ask myself, do I want something hot? Do I want something cold? Do I want something crunchy? Do I want something soft? Do I want to use my knife and my fork and really have to work at it, actually get a workout while I'm eating? Or do I just want to shove the food in my face? I actually ask those questions, believe it or not, and I end up getting exactly what I'm looking for dinner. So I want you to do the same thing for your next job. Do you want, answer the questions. Do I want to work in an office or out in the field? Do I want to manage a group of people, or I'm just really ready just to be one of those workers and not have a lot of responsibility and just get my job done? Do I want to work from home? Do I want to work in an office? Do I want to be in a cubicle? Do I want to work for a nonprofit or a for-profit? Do I want to do business-to-business type sales and marketing, or is my business selling just to businesses? Or is the company that I want to work for going to sell to consumers as well? Ask yourself some of these questions. Do I want to be in a creative mode, or do I want to be working on spreadsheets all day long? Do I want to be a problem solver, or do I want to do something where I'm all into marketing? So you have to ask yourself those questions. Then write those things down. Then step number 2 is for you to go out and say, what company would I like to work for? Not necessarily what type of company, but let's get specific. If you've always admired Darden restaurants, and because you live in Orlando like I do, there are such great community supporters, I would love to work for a company that's a big supporter of my local community. So is it Darden? Is it AAA? Symantec? What are the businesses, or who are the businesses within your community that you'd like to work for? Do you want to work for a large company or a small company? So you have to ask yourself these questions to kind of get it narrowed down. So what company would I like to work for? Get specific. Actually write down the company names. Get the websites. Then start going to those websites and look for their tab that is we're hiring, or here are the job openings for our particular company, and apply directly there. Then step number 3 is to get your game plan out there for other people to help you with. In other words, now that you've identified what type of job you'd like, even maybe down to the type of the position title, I want to be a community relations manager, or I want to be a ticket salesperson for the Orlando Magic, and I want to work for this particular company, you've got to educate your family and friends and your connections out there so that you can still get your foot in the door. Because believe it or not, even though we have all this fabulous technology, it's still who you know is what gets you in the door. It still comes down to it, which is kind of exciting. So get away from your computer where you're just blasting your resume out and just praying that you get some sort of auto response email back that says, we'd like to take you to the next step. And let's get proactive. Develop a game plan that helps you get exactly what you want, and then track it. And I'll be talking about that here in the next couple of weeks with my next job job seeker tip. So this is all about developing a game plan. Be proactive. It's okay to say what you want and go for it. I'm Coach Jenn Lee with another job seeker tip, and I hope that helps you out there. Feel free to visit my website at coachjenlee.com or become a fan on my Facebook fan page to get more job seeker tips. Take care.